I wanted to get right into this conversation about Cameron not identifying with African American because we have a lot of people, a plethora of individuals who are looking for who they really are, not identifying with Africa no more. And I'm starting to see a few brothers not identifying with black no more also because black is a social construct. Black, even white people, what is white and black at the end of the day? But I want to play this video. I want to have a conversation with you guys, man. And I would like to further the conversation in the comment section below. But let's get to it though.
He's Dominican. I'm saying, damn, that is their motherland. We black niggas always go talk about the motherland, Africa's the motherland. Yo, niggas need to go to the motherland. I'm like, word, his motherland is fucking DR. And I'm like, I'm not African. I fuck with Africans. They my niggas. Yeah, I'm not African, bro.
You have African heritage, bro. You have African bloodline.
Too. Yeah, Will's African too. Start that up. Just say,
I made a video about a month ago with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was on Shannon Sharp's platform, and he said all human beings was created in Africa. People say that all life forms was created in Africa, but do you have to identify with Africa just because the perception that all human beings was created there? Your lineage as far as back as you can go may not have nothing or no ties to Africa. You may only know America. Your family structure may have been in America for 100 years. Do that make you African American still because Africa is your roots? Do other ethnicities identify with Africa, such as Caucasian individuals, such as Australians, Japanese? If we all, was created there, so shouldn't everybody do it? Why are we just subjecting ourselves to doing it alone? Let me let them cook though, man.
alienate. Don't start that shit up here, nigga. Everybody's from Africa. Nah, nigga. I'm from America. So let me ask you this, right? First of all, let's stick to this before we get back to that. So I was in Jamaica once. So I was in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? And niggas always be like, yo, don't leave the resort. Don't leave the resort. Why the fuck I'm gonna go to Jamaica and don't leave the resort? You could just go to the resort anywhere and look at the ocean if you're not gonna fucking leave the resort. So I'm like, I'm leaving the resort. And I go off and shit and start experimenting out in Jamaica and shit. Shout out to Tito, Sarge, all my niggas, Leon and everybody. And the nigga was like, yo, let me get your sneakers. And I'm like, nah, I'm not letting you get my sneakers, bro. And niggas is like, yo, you could get more though. And then I'm like, yeah, but not today. Like, you just walk off in my socks. I just don't get it. And listen, I'll send shit to Jamaica. Or like my niggas in Jamaica, I don't want to come off rude. Like I wouldn't donate. I definitely would donate and give back and everything. And shout out to everybody in Jamaica, like I said. I just can't, I'm not getting shoes off my feet. I remember this same trip I'm talking about, right? And I don't know where, shout out to my nigga Big Joe. Big Joe came back with 4 chicks. And he's like, yo, they all want to fuck you. And I'm like, nah. He like, why? I said, Joe, this is a stat for them. It's not a stat for me. He thought about it. He said, word, right? I said, yeah, man, we can't just be going up in the mountains grabbing anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? They look crazy, too. No disrespect. This ain't gonna come across wrong.
I'm about to say, what's up with the umfufu? We need the umfufus, nigga.
There was bad bitches there that I fucked later on. So I'm not just saying he can't be going out there snatching somebody out the trees and talking about, yo, they want a bone. You know what I'm saying? They got some fine ass females. So I don't want people to take this role like I don't fuck Jamaica, because I do. I'm just telling you my situation. But no, I'm not giving up my shoes and I'm not fucking these bitches that you just found out the mountains. I'm just not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that was what we was talking about before the show came on, because Will was explaining the motherland. I was like, as a black person, I'm programmed to think, oh, Nas and Belly, let's go back to the motherland. And like, Nah, I'm not doing that. But that's what we were talking about. Now, back to me not being African. I'm not African. I'm not. I mean, you know what? All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sin went to Africa and told me people stink. You, what you said out your mouth. You went
In a
asked
certain area, man.
whatever. You said they stunk, and you said that the show when niggas said everybody put your hands in the air that the whole fucking shit was funky. When
I didn't say that.
Sugar Mom said that, Ash told me that. Is Ash there?
Nah.
Ash told me he went there one time, and that's what happened. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I got mad niggas in Senegal. Shout out to Senegal, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what you told me. You talking about, yo, the truck that picked me up had bullet holes in it, and then the driver gave us a what he gave you? AK?
I'm gonna stop it for a minute because I just want to address something, about identity. America has an identity crisis because we are a country with a plethora of individuals that is not pure to no race. To be honest with you, we're just a mixed up country. Listening to Cameron speak, he's trying to make light of this and still shouting out people and stuff like that. But this really ain't a light situation. It's a lot of people that take their ethnicity and their lineage serious. He was talking about Jamaica and stuff about him leaving the resort. He don't go to no country and limits himself and don't leave the resort. Guess what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a whole ass nigga. Cause when I go to places, I'm going with loved ones and people that I'm protecting. If my wife is with me, I'm protecting her by all means. I ain't going to the trenches and letting them niggas smoke me because I'm handsome and my skin clear and my Nikes clean. Hell nah, nigga. And I ain't donating. You see what I'm saying? And him talking about sex and stuff, sex isn't a statistic to me, to be honest with you. No matter if the woman is ugly, beautiful, or whatever, it's just not a stat. Something that I look at as a statistical point because I poke something. Uh, that's a soul tie in our reality. But let me let them brothers keep speaking because I want to close it out with this African topic and everything, and Africa and lineage and America and identity and black and white. And I want to hear from y'all in the comment section for real because it's a lot of educated people that look at my platform, lawyers, scientists, doctors, politicians, mayors, and stuff like that. So you watching the channel and stuff and you ain't voicing your opinion, you doing a disservice to the world with all that education. Let's get into that comment section and make that more valuable than this whole video. Let's go.
He had AK. He ain't give y'all a gun and say, be careful or some shit. Yeah, listen, man. Everybody's stories was different. None of them was cool. Niggas kidnapped DMX in Angola. Like, yo, my nigga, you gotta be careful in these other countries, man. I'm not dissing on these other countries, but I'm not African. I love my Africans. Salute. They don't fuck with us like that. They say we Yankees. Yo, y'all niggas ain't no motherfucking Africans. I'm just telling you how it go. Why when we go to the Olympics, as Floyd pointed, why when we go to the Olympics and a black man go to the Olympics, they be like, the American.
So why is the African there already? It's in the name already. African American.
No, they don't say that at the Olympics. They say American. They don't say African American because it's Africans there at the Olympics. So they don't confuse it and say African American. They just say
I'm gonna educate y'all on something though. If y'all don't know this, because it's a few people. Like I said before, I stopped the clip in the first place. It's a lot of educated people that watch this platform. But Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Coalition, they created that term African American. You know what I'm saying? And they just wanted Africa was in a more, I don't want to be incorrect, so I ain't gonna say that they was in a better place than they are today, and we wanted to have some sort of connection with them. They may be in the same place that they was then and that they are now, but for some reason, Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Coalition wanted ties with the people who sold us off. Real talk.
American. That's what I'm saying. If we African American, why we don't use that at the Olympics?
What's wrong with being African?
Ain't nothing wrong with being African. It's just that I'm not African. I was born in America.
So so
Ain't
so
nothing-
your bloodline, are you black?
yeah, I'm black.
Black what? You just black.
Black. I'm a black man, nigga. Black what? Black man, nigga. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm black.
Let's have this conversation also. Should we be identifying with a racial construct? You know, it's people that's identifying with foundational black American. You know, I like the terminology more from Dr. Claude Anderson about indigenous Native Americans. Uh, Tariq Nasheed created the acronym, and I see a lot of people going with it about foundational black Americans. But, you know, should we just say we foundational Americans and stop identifying with a color? You know, white people, I don't never heard them really talk about they white. You know, because they some of them or more of them realize that identifying with white and black is a social construct. It really doesn't even exist. You are American, man. You foundational to this land. You know what I'm saying? You really not a color. But I want to know, like, is there people proud to be black? Because I just sometimes some of this terminology just I don't have an understanding for it.
It's black niggas all over the world. Do that mean they African? It's black niggas and it's black Cubans. It's black niggas everywhere. That don't mean that they African because you black. Black don't mean African.
No, I didn't mean to say that, but we're from Africa, bro. It's the heart of a black man. That's where we from. That's the land of the black man.
I'm not African. If you want to be African, that's on you.
All right.
And shout out to my Africans. I'm not African. My mother from Atlantic City. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. I don't get it. And every black person is not from down south neither. Like, so how does this migration go? How's it go? You go from Africa, then from Africa you got to be from down south because you black. This
Well,
nigga, this nigga
most of
try to
our
fight
heritage is from there.
he tried to fight my mother one day and tell her that we all from down south. And my mother told this nigga, I'm not from down south, nigga. I'm from Atlantic City. You trying to force niggas to be from down south. I'm not from down south, bro. And neither is my family. You can't force us to be from down south or from Africa. Everybody I'm naming, my nigga, but I don't get it. Why? You still ain't answer the question before we move on. Why in the Olympics they don't say African American when you're fighting in the Olympics if you're black?
Being political.
I
I
mean,
think it's political.
it's political.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's what
going
I
to be
think.
confusing. African American fight Ghana. Like, yo, it don't mean, it's real African shit going on at the Olympics. It's real
See,
shit.
you wouldn't know that ain't that on job applications? African American, you wouldn't know about a job application, would you?
You do that in school because we're all in America. If you're talking about the world, then you're not African if you're talking about the world. I'm talking about in America. Yeah, if you fill a job application or in school when you're doing your shit in school, that's why I remember from school you still not African American or whatever.
Hey, y'all go over to Revolt TV, click the link. You know what I'm saying, Cameron. I think he was talking about Dame Dash on this episode with his brother Sin City or whatever. And this was a great conversation. I like that he brought that up because it provokes thought. You know, everybody that's black or has the brown skin complexion isn't from the South. It's people that's indigenous to this land from Oklahoma or from Mexico. You know, I could go deep with the Mexico conversation because I feel like it's people that's brown that's indigenous from there also. It's brown people that's indigenous to everywhere in this world. It's just that, you know, the powers that be want to control people with the social construct of black and white. At the end of the day, you American. Simplified. You know, I'm an American. My lineage and everybody that I know and 100 years back is Americans. They ain't black. They ain't African American. They're Americans. You know, we just got to simplify this situation, man. You can identify with whatever you want to identify with, but make sure that it's genuine to who you are as a person. Real talk. And historically, you have an understanding for who you are and who your lineage is as a person. I appreciate y'all tuning in to my show, man. Please let's further the conversation in the comment section below. But peace, love, plenty abundance. Make sure you go get you some paper. And I'm at this thing, man. Real talk.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.